What happens behind closed doors? Take a peek and see what's on the other side. What will you learn from stories waiting to be told? Enter and discover. In November 2009, in the first event of its kind in the East Asia and the Pacific, practitioners, learners, and advocates from 16 countries gathered in Hong Kong for Open Doors 2009.
I think it's a really good example to show how spaces are created in which government representatives, civil society organizations meet to get into a discussion on their particular roles, on their particular tasks.
There's really no substitute for face-to-face dialogue and bringing people together, not only those who are really involved in it, but trying to bring together other stakeholders, and I think that's one of the key messages from the conference.
The Affiliated Network for Social Accountability in East Asia and the Pacific, or ANSA-EAP, hosted the gathering.
I welcome you to this building of Baden Powell International House, home of the Hong Kong Scouts. I hope that you enjoy your stay here in Hong Kong. Thank you very much.
From this resounding greeting, ANSA-EAP focused Open Doors 2009 on one of the most challenging social accountability tools, procurement monitoring.
Because sometimes when people hear procurement, as I said, they think it's a process. They think it's about just going out and buying stuff. But actually what it is about spending huge amounts of citizens' money, of your money. Because sometimes you forget that government has really no money, it's our money.
Procurement is at the heart of public financial management. We all know that much of the leakages and corruption is related to procurement, and it has fundamental effect in terms of the delivery of social services.
Governed by the principle of open space, the three-day event offered an uninhibited arena where minds and hands shared stories. Veering away from a traditional conference, Open Doors 2009 gave the participants a fresh way of communicating, collaborating, and discovering. First, a story gallery of social accountability and procurement monitoring practices all over the East Asia and the Pacific region. 10 face-to-face conversations with insiders. 10 stories in oral and visual snapshots. 10 tales from the ground detailing achievements, hardships, and collaborations.
The most impressive thing is the vibrancy of the networks within the region. It's really great to get outside and see other networks in other countries that are trying to bring some accountability into the procurement monitoring processes around the region.
Informed, engaged, and excited by 10 compelling procurement monitoring initiatives, each participant made a simple idea card revealing what inspires them most in procurement monitoring. Then, those with parallel ideas converged in self-organized groups to further discuss their similarities in interests. 7 breakout groups emerged. Their conversations were recorded, mapped, and presented the next day. Records from the group's conversations the previous day were then posted on a passion wall, a colorful testament of linkages in procurement monitoring issues and interests. Equally colorful were the group's creative presentations.
Welcome to the Rubik's Cube Game Show. The answer is link, budget, procurement, and political accounting. Sorry.
Welcome to Big Brother's house. Each one is just so excited with the prize. You know what? It's a lifetime procurement monitoring, okay?
Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down! We need more of this dialogue so that we can make many things happen. And this is Max and his angels who are with you this morning. Thank you very much.
Truly an amazing show of ingenuity, talent, creativity, camaraderie, and passion. Open Doors 2009 then plunged into the core of the three-day event, an in-depth analysis of specific procurement initiative cases. First, with a mapping of procurement monitoring initiatives in East Asia and the Pacific, presented by Procurement Watch Incorporated and analyzed by a panel of reactors. Then, with a panel discussion covering initiatives from South Asia, Africa, and Latin America, in an attempt to break down geographical barriers and unlock the riddles of procurement monitoring across the globe. Then, a real-time consultation. 6 predetermined clients from both government and civil society sector were given a venue to seek advice from their contemporaries. Translating inspiration into concrete actions was the order of business in day 3.
So the question, what do we need to do to advance social accountability in the next 12 months under the 4 pillars?
Keeping this question in mind and guided by the 4 pillars of social accountability, the participants proceeded to break out in thematic groups in order to pinpoint the gaps in current practices with respect to their respective contexts. Then, for the last time, the participants clustered in country groups to discuss concrete action plans for their own nations. Each country group identified a specific course of action, which can push procurement monitoring agenda forward over the course of 12 months. And in an act of solidarity, the participants of Open Doors 2009 proclaimed their commitment through their forum statements.
Whether from the government, civil society, development partners, among other sectors, have reminded us of our unique and diverse yet complementary roles.
And pledged their dedication to the social accountability agenda by affixing their marks on the commitment wall.
Coalitions of influence, I believe, is the most important thing that I've learned from the Open Doors Forum 2009. We build coalitions, and we would like this coalition to be able to influence change and use the information that they know and the skills that they know.
The community of social accountability advocates is growing, and that is something that really makes me happy and fills my heart, and that is one thing that I would like to bring home so that I can keep the hope up.
Everyone had a story to tell, and each story a lesson. These lessons traveled from Hong Kong to the rest of the East Asia and the Pacific region.
One of the most important things, and that I think I would bring back home, is the social audit. It is really a new concept for Cambodia.
The forum was very well organized, and that was a very good experience for me. Accountability itself is very broad concept. Strategic approach is very needed and necessary to sustain social accountability.
This Open Door event is very good for me. I have experienced a lot of forum, but this is a very good forum. It's really engaged the people. It is, encourage me and inspire me to take the responsibility as a good citizen, so that I have to be accountable.
A beginning is necessary, and I think that the region has made a fantastic beginning on this work. We need more events like this to bring practitioners together, because most of the time we are infatuated with the outcome, what comes in the end. We forget the path, the road that we have taken. So understanding the road that we take is equally important as getting to the destination.
This is only the beginning. So keep a watchful eye and listen with an open mind. You don't know what you might find the next time you step into Open Doors.
I think this is a very difficult question, but I would rather prefer being something like at least a glass window which permits to look from the inside out and from the outside in, so to open up the space to make at least visible what's happening on both sides.
I would be a lamp or a light. Without light, it will be dark.
If I am a part of the house, I would like to be a concrete. If the concrete is strong, the house will be strong. If the concrete is not strong, the house will long last.
I would like to be a refrigerator. Not only because I like food, but the refrigerator keeps the food to nourish the family.
I will be one of the pillars. If you build the good pillars, this house will sustain for the longer term. So it's good to be one of the good pillars.
That's a real question. Maybe I would be like perhaps a table, just to serve the people and to be the one who support them in everyday life.
Well, if I were a house, I would like to be a door, because I think the door is the part that nobody can avoid.